Preparations for the first Shenzhen International at Zhenzong Golf Club were meticulous, with the course shut for an entire month leading up to tournament week. There was a great sense of anticipation as some of the best golfers in the game travelled to southern China to battle it out for this rather unique trophy. Bubba Watson was the top-ranked player in the field as he made a pretty epic journey from Augusta in Georgia after presenting Jordan Spieth with his green jacket at the Masters. Bubba jumped onto a plane to New York, then flew from there to Shenzhen on Monday. As soon as he arrived in China on Tuesday morning, he was out on the course for a practice round. The last time he was in China in November, Bubba won the WGC HSBC Champions.
This is where the next frontier of growing the game of golf and improving the game of golf is here in China. And so for them to ask me back and want me to be here, why would I not want to be a part of this? Work perfectly in my schedule. You know, I'm here and hopefully I can perform some magic like I did before. You know, hopefully this time it won't be a bunker shot hole, it'll be an easy two-putt or something.
Yes, this spectacular moment saw Bubba win his first World Golf Championship, and it was his first victory outside the US, so a huge moment in his career, and probably a big part of the reason why he was prepared to hot-foot it straight from the Masters to play the Shenzhen International.
To be able to do that in China,
I saw the release a few weeks ago that Bubba was coming. It took me by surprise, especially the date, you know, the week after the Masters. So you saw on Sunday, I watched it, it was Monday morning here, him putting the jacket on Jordan Spieth, that was 7:30 in the evening. So for him to make it here, it was a mad rush for him. But Bubba won here in China last year for the first time internationally. I think that meant a lot to him. I think that was part of the decision for why he's come back here to China or to Asia. You know, just to test himself. I think you become a better player if you play globally and win. You know, much like Nicklaus did, Gary Player, Greg Norman, you know, all these top players, Rory, Tiger did it. He'll inspire a few youngsters to pick up the game who may, who knows, become future champions.
Bubba's presence certainly drew the crowds, with fans queuing to see the two-time Masters champion with his array of shots and his booming drives.
I think it's great to have him around, especially after, you know, he did so well last year at the Shanghai WGC HSBC Champions, really. And I think, you know, top gun like that comes to China, especially this time of the year, it's fantastic, and it really, shall we say, his presence galvanizes the whole crowd. And also, if you talk to a lot of local Chinese players around, they will say that it's great to have him because, you know, you don't have to always go overseas, and it really helps them have a chance to be with him, to be close to him, and also, you know, after so many years of absence, actually, golf is returning to the Olympic family. So China views it as a great chance to push the sport. You know, let's face it, golf is so popular worldwide, so China is catching up, especially after the Cultural Revolution. You know, there was a void there. Golf was, you know, such a novelty to people, and now because of the Olympics, you know, right now, and people understand more about this sport.
Having arrived in Shenzhen on Tuesday morning, Bubba had just 48 hours before his first round to get over his long journey and to get to know the course.
There's some shorter holes, so I've got to lay back off the tee, but you know, it's you got to maneuver the ball, you got to put it in the right spots on these greens, these tricky greens, and so you know, it's all about position and stuff. So hopefully, you know, I can hit some good tee shots and make some putts.
There's certain guys you would get out of bed to watch. You know, Bubba's one of them. You know, Rory's one of them. Jordan Spieth, Tiger, Phil Mickelson. You know, these are the guys that, you know, get you excited watching the game, and he's certainly up there.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, after the week he'd just had, Bubba started slowly. But he was in the groove by Sunday when he shot a final round 65 to finish 7 shots behind the champion, Kiradech Aphibarnrat.
It was a great week. You know, the atmosphere around here is great. Obviously, you can see that golf is growing here. It's important here because I think for the game of golf, China grows, the game of golf grows.